Get into tonight. The industry is imploding. The entertainment industry is imploding. Y'all already know, man. This whole Diddy saga is not ending no time soon. It's gonna last all through Christmas, going into the new year. Everybody that's affiliated with him, everybody that's been around from the jump, they gonna get investigated. I don't know if everybody going to jail. I don't know if everybody gonna have to pay some money, but it's about to get real crazy out here, okay? Now, the first report that we have is about Harve Pierre and Bad Boy Records. Again, as we know, Diddy was just accused last week of SA from Cassie, right? She wanted $30 million. They settled it. I don't know exactly what he gave her, but she walked away happy from the situation. Today, another lawsuit has just been put out on Harve Pierre, which is, I think he was the president of Bad Boy Records. Him and Diddy were longtime friends. They go all the way back to Uptown Records. They started Bad Boy together, all that good stuff. Now, his former assistant has come out, and her name is being filed as Jane Doe, so there's not an official name. But she's now coming out saying that Harve Pierre is basically guilty of some of the same crimes that Diddy allegedly committed. So now we're getting a full scope of what was going down in those Bad Boy offices all these years. Okay? So let me just pull up my little thing over here. Y'all don't see it, but I'm pulling up this article. It's People Magazine. And they say former Bad Boy president Harve Pierre sued for alleged SA and negligence. All right? So let's get into the official story. Just days since Sean Diddy Combs amicably settled, quote unquote, a lawsuit where his ex-girlfriend Cassie accused him of RAPE, sex trafficking, and domestic DV, a former president of Bad Boy Records has been accused of grooming, sexual harassment, and SA by a former assistant. In documents obtained by People, the Jane Doe plaintiff has alleged that Harve Pierre, longtime executive of Bad Boy Records, used his position of authority to groom, exploit, and SA her. According to the anonymous assistant, Pierre engaged in a year-long pattern of grooming the plaintiff, leading to harassment of the plaintiff and him assaulting her. The file claims that Pierre did this on multiple occasions in New York City and other locations throughout the country from the years of 2016 to 2017. As a result, she claims that she suffered physical, psychological, and emotional injuries. The plaintiff is asking for damages that will fully and fairly compensate her for the alleged injuries. Of course, this is a lawsuit. This is not a criminal case, unfortunately, so Harve Pierre will not most likely be facing any jail time or anything of the sort. It's just for financial gain, which is why these things get a little bit murky. Alongside Pierre, Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Records, and Combs Enterprises, all companies owned by Sean P. Diddy Combs, they've also been named as co-defendants and have been accused of gender-motivated violence and negligence. Defendants failed to properly supervise Pierre, properly supervise the plaintiff and protect the plaintiff from known danger, basically stating that they knew he was doing this to her. They knew she was in danger and nobody intervened, nobody protected her, thereby enabling these SAs. The plaintiff also claims that the defendants knew or should have known that Pierre was not fit to be in this position of authority. They say, we have recently become aware of a lawsuit filed in New York by a former employee. The allegations are from many years ago that were never brought to the attention of the company. Neither the plaintiff nor the executive is current employee. Okay, so this is from Bad Boy. This is Bad Boy saying this. They say, we recently became aware of a lawsuit filed in New York by a former employee. The allegations are from many years ago, and they were never brought to the attention of the company. So they're saying we didn't know anything about this. This is from many years ago. It wasn't that long ago, mind you. 2016, 2017, that's 6-7 years. It's a little bit of time. You know, things have changed since then, but that ain't so far back. It ain't like this from the 80s. Okay? They say we are now investigating the allegations, and our top priority is the safety and well-being of our employees. So that's their statement to the public, you know, which is much better than the statement that Diddy and his team put out, because that shit was whack. They just said we amicably settled. We hope everybody's good. At least Bad Boy says that they're going to look into this, which we know they're not. Harve Pierre has yet to respond to people's requests for comment. And of course, this lawsuit was filed under the Adult Survivors Act, which is set to expire on November 24th, which is 2 days from now. So this law will no longer be in effect. Those who were affected by some sort of sexual crime in the state of New York, you can't go back past the statute of limitations. This was their only opportunity to do so. And as of November 24th, all those cases, if they haven't spoken up, they will have to like go away, basically. Okay. Now, according to Harve Pierre's LinkedIn profile, he calls himself a partial owner of Bad Boy. He began his career there in 1991 before he left in 2017. Now, isn't that odd? The same year that he got done treating this woman how he was doing it, allegedly, he decided to leave. So that's very, very telling if you ask me. I don't know what Harve Pierre did, but the storm is coming, people. The storm is coming. The entire entertainment industry is on notice. People are getting fired, losing jobs. Diddy actually just lost his spokesmanship, his brand ambassadorship of, what is that joint? De Leon. They just dropped him today. Matter of fact, let me pull this up on my docket here. No, it's not De Leon. It's Diageo. Excuse me, Diageo. So according to a letter that was filed with the New York court, the liquor giant Diageo, yeah, it is De Leon. So they're the company over the company. All right, bet you. So Diageo believes that these accusations are another reason why he shouldn't be the face of the De Leon brand. It's important to note that the company already felt this way about him before the lawsuit. So they were already having issues. I think he tried to sue them for some money too. Diddy has been running a joint liquor venture with the company for nearly a decade. According to the report by NBC News, in May, Diddy accused the company of pigeonholing De Leon and Ciroc, the vodka he fronted for 15 years, as black brands for urban consumers, basically saying that they were being, they weren't getting the marketing and the coverage and the exposure that they should have. They were only being marketed to black people where he wanted them to be marketed to a wider audience, white folks, Mexican, everybody. Well, Diageo ended their Ciroc partnership over the summer, right? Because they said Diddy breached his contract, so they got rid of Ciroc. And now the pair are still feuding over De Leon, but it appears Diddy's latest scandal has allowed the company to hit him with a checkmate, as they say. So, like I said, the entertainment industry is imploding right before our eyes. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. This is not the only story. Y'all saw that thumbnail. It's plenty of stories to go around tonight. Now, someone else who's heavy in the press right now, very beloved, Jamie Foxx. Sheesh. It's Bad Boy. Yeah, it is, Richard. What up, Kate, excuse me. H. Bippy. His name is in mud right now. Yeah. So, Jamie Foxx is also going through the ringer right now for some very similar allegations, unfortunately. Okay? So Jamie Foxx is now being sued for SA, allegedly that happened at an NYC restaurant 8 years ago. I don't know how you pull something like this off at a restaurant, how horny you got to be. This shit looking bad, okay? Now Foxx is being hit with a lawsuit for this that allegedly took place, hold on. It say 8 years ago, but now y'all talking about 2005. See, these stories be getting a little murky. I'm going to keep going though, but the story off rip sound a little murky, okay? Foxx is being hit with a lawsuit for assault that allegedly took place in 2005 on the rooftop of Catch NYC. TMZ obtained documents where the plaintiff says she entered the restaurant and realized that Jami was sitting close by. Her friend asked the star, apparently intoxicated, to take a photograph. So she asked him for a photo, thought everything was, innocent. Okay, with the two of them, in which she replied, "Sure, anything for you." As they continue taking photos, she claims he stated that she looked like Gabrielle Union after saying, "Wow, you have that supermodel body. You smell so good." So now he's complimenting her, talking about her figure, saying she smelled good. So clearly he's letting her know he's interested in some sort of way. This is all allegedly now. I can't say what he did and didn't do. This is the report though. After the photos, the plaintiff says that Mr. Foxx allegedly pulled her to the back of the rooftop by her arm, then placed his hands on her waist before moving them onto her top, grabbing breast. He then allegedly put his hands in her pants, putting his finger into her area. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. She says that this was witnessed by her friend and security at the venue. The plaintiff claims she suffered from emotional distress, pain, suffering, and had to have medical treatment due to this assault, abuse, and battery. She's suing the restaurant and Jamie Foxx for punitive and compensatory damages. Now, I don't know what happened here. This shit sounds real. This sounds real nasty though, okay? I can understand the emotional distress. I can understand physical, shock. The only thing that I don't fully understand here, and I guess pain and suffering, that's just like something that can't be measured, but I guess this emotional pain as well. Whatever it is, if you force yourself on somebody, you deserve to be convicted, right? So unfortunately, again, this is not a criminal lawsuit. This is a civil suit seeking financial damages. So whatever happens with Diddy, Harve, Pierre, Jamie Foxx at this current juncture, they're only going to be hit financially. They're not going to jail. They're not actually going to be punished for their crimes. And more than anything, they're actually not going to be admitting any sort of guilt by settling. Excuse me. So these people are going to be free to roam the streets and do whatever the hell they want, even after this money is exchanged. I don't understand. And when I say I don't understand, I just don't understand how these men are finding themselves in these situations. You guys are stars. You guys are celebrities. You guys have so many willing participants, as in women, that would love to spend time with you without you forcing it upon them. I don't know what it is about motherfuckers in power. They have this thrill for the chase. They don't want the people that are in front of them, because a lot of these motherfuckers be married. A lot of these motherfuckers be having a wife, a girlfriend, a 3-piece snack on the side, and they still want to impose themselves on complete strangers. The shit don't make no sense to me. Okay? If your dick is that hard, you need to go get your shit checked out. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Now, in other news, we're going to keep moving. We're going to try to get through this swiftly as possible. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be on here all night. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone, by the way. We have Fetty Wap. Okay? Now, Fetty Wap is not under any sort of sexual investigation, thank God. However, Fetty Wap is saying that the music he was putting out was not doing well, and it led him to selling drugs. As y'all know, he was convicted of selling cocaine and running like a heroin ring or something like this in the state of New York, New Jersey. I don't know how the fuck he found himself in that space, but now we have a new interview with Fetty Wap where he details it with XXL. Amy says it's a mess right now in the music industry. It's crazy how all this is happening. Power hungry, I guess. Yeah, absolutely. It's not looking good. Now, as for Fetty Wap, in the XXL interview, he admits that he was scared to look like he fell off. So he was putting out music. The shit was not hitting. His trap queen was no longer standing next to him. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, the money's slowing up, the tours are slowing up, and he didn't want to look like he was broke, even though he was. And I think he spent a lot of money on his entourage and stuff like that too, which is a huge downfall for a lot of entertainers. Mike Tyson, MC Hammer, so many people have gone through this issue of taking care of everybody, and then once you run out of everything, them motherfuckers leave. So boom. A lot of people don't say it to my face, but I hear the rumors. This is his statement. Like, oh, he dumb as hell. He had the world in his hands and all this other shit, but people don't understand what I was going through with the music. And like I always say, I never fought no label. I didn't fight 300. I didn't fight RGF. I signed them contracts. Willie Maxwell signed them contracts. And all of this is coming from, him in prison, because he's locked up as we speak. He continues, when I put myself in that situation, I ain't really think for the long run, talking about his record deal. I'm thinking I could just run up a few dollars and I'm good forever. I ain't never had no financial guidance and a person to really guide me the right way. It was just like everybody didn't care. As long as they got money, they didn't give a fuck. The music was was really not doing good. I'm putting out music, nobody's paying attention. So I'm going to go back to what I know how to do, which is selling dope. Okay? He's currently serving 6 years in federal prison for drug trafficking charges. And the neighborhood talk has a list of other things that he could have done, such as being an electrician, podcast host, plumber. They petty as shit for that. Good God. Great balls of fire. But yeah, this is sad. And not sad as in I feel sorry for Fetty Wap, because I really don't. I'm gonna be honest. But it's sad that this is the mental training that so many young black men come up thinking that you have to do, right? Number one, this music shit, it's a temporary fix, especially for a lot of you motherfuckers coming out today. Y'all are trash from the jump. Y'all come into the industry. You're not really talented at the craft of making music to begin with. So maybe y'all should start thinking a little bit clearer when y'all come in. Like he said, yeah, let me run up a few $1 million and I'll be good. Well, you ran up the few $1 million. You actually accomplished your goal. The problem is you spent all the millions of dollars on everybody else. You didn't take care of your family. Like the base should be mama, daddy if they in your life, kids, self. If you got cousins and shit, a lot like an allowance or like a limit. Like, hey man, I got this amount of money I could give y'all. I got to take care of myself. Going back and selling dope on the street should never be an option for somebody that's a public figure. Like, how stupid can you fucking be, nigga? Like, are you watching? What are you doing? Watching Power? You think you could really pull this shit off and nobody go find out? Like, I don't understand, bruh. You go back to selling dope. Like, let's just think about this. If you the plug in New York, which is a high profile city to begin with, somebody come and cop some dope, some heroin from you, and they like, oh shit, I just got some dope from Fetty Wap. You don't think they gonna snitch on you? You don't think somebody gonna be like enamored and be like, bruh, I just copped bricks from Fetty Wap. They're not gonna call their homeboy. They're not gonna call the police. You don't think no investigation gonna come? Come on, man. These people are crazy. These celebrities like unwilling women. It's a power thing. Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that, Kate. Fetty Wap got lazy. He could have been doing endless tours. He should have been doing endless tours. I mean, if you got 1 hit, 2 hits in the industry, you could tour for life off of that. But you're right. He got lazy. And I guess he had some trouble receiving money from his label because he did complain that he didn't fight the labels. Meaning, I guess they were taking money from him and he didn't put up any sort of resistance. He didn't hire a legal team to go try to retrieve whatever was owed to him. So he decided to just go back and sell dope. My God, now you're serving 6 years. You're going to get out and go right back to doing what? The industry's not going to be welcome for you. Nobody wants an old washed up rapper. Like there's so many that have tried, guys that served long bids in prison, came back out. They might have signed new deals. They might have got signed to other rappers, but the fans don't really care. It's just an endless cycle, man. I don't understand. And I don't want to like speak from a place of privilege or anything, but I would just expect folks to be a little bit wiser. You know what I mean? I don't know. Moving on. Going to something a little bit more positive. Somebody that didn't get accused. Somebody that didn't get locked the fuck up, right? Somebody that didn't get extorted. So we're going to talk about Shaka Zulu now. He actually did get locked up, but he's free now. Okay? So if y'all don't know who Shaka Zulu is, he's been Ludacris' manager since the late 90s, right? They built the whole Disturbing the Peace company together, made millions upon millions of dollars. I think he went into the film industry once Ludacris got into Fast and Furious. Last year, he was actually locked up for murder because he came out of a nightclub. He was attacked by some random ass dude who had an issue with him. And in self-defense, he protected himself and ended up killing this young man. For the last year, he's been locked up. They gave him no bond. They gave him no leniency, right? Off self-defense. They really wanted to convict him for murder. But again, 100% defended himself. It was caught on camera that he defended himself and he still had to sit, okay? So it was just announced today, Shaka Zulu will officially not be tried for murder and other charges stemming from a deadly shooting outside a Buckhead restaurant from June 2022. Okay? The Fulton County District Attorney's Office released the following statement. They say the Atlanta Police Department made an arrest on charges determined at a standard of probable cause, which is a horse shit, but let's keep going, which is their duty in this and all cases. The District Attorney's Office investigates cases to determine what can be proven beyond a reasonable doubt at trial. Our investigation of the facts and analysis of applicable law indicates that this is an appropriate resolution of this case based on standard proof required. Because the defendant is now involved in a pre-indictment diversion program, we will not comment further about the matter at this time. Okay? Now, Shaka Zulu, whose real name is Ahmed Obafemi, he was charged with murder and other counts, including aggravated assault, simple battery, in September of 2022. The investigation began June 26th of 2022, okay? He was at the apartment 4B restaurant. Dang, I didn't even know it happened there. My homegirl DJ's there. Responding police say they found 3 men with gunshot wounds, so he was getting jumped, and he popped at 3 guys, okay? One of the men was Zulu, so he got hit. He was struck in the back. Somebody by the name of Artez Jamil Benton, number 20. He was 23 years old. He was shot in the chest and ended up dying. Okay, but he was an aggressor. He was the one trying to attack Chaka. Another man was also shot and injured. In September of 2022, the Atlanta police say, again, they had established probable cause to look further into this, and he turned himself into police immediately. He didn't put up no fight. He was willing, you know. They didn't have to go do no search party for him. So his attorney argued that he was attacked by a gang and forced to defend himself. However, the guy who died, Mr. Benton, his family claims he was never in a gang and they feel like Chaka was responsible. See, this is the crazy thing for me. Y'all families out there, y'all don't really be knowing what the fuck your son is into. Don't say he was never in a gang. That nigga was in a gang. He ain't tell you he was in a gang. You ain't see him banging in the streets. Or maybe you did and you still want to protect his image because he dead. You know, I understand that. But y'all got to come to grips with the fact that some of y'all family members, some of y'all sons, daughters, aunts, uncles, you know what I'm saying, play cousins and shit, that these people just ain't shit people. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to admit that these are lost causes, man. You can't really ask for sympathy when your family member is jumping on somebody outside of a club. This is a man, I think he owned the club, if I'm not mistaken, as well. This is a company he owned, co-owned. He comes outside to go to his car. He gets attacked by multiple assailants. They try to jump him. He pulls out his firearm that he's legally allowed to have. He issues fire. Somebody dies. And now y'all want to say, well, my child was innocent. He should be convicted for murder. No, sir. No, ma'am. That nigga knew what he got into when he tried to rob somebody or whatever it is that he was trying to do. Because once they jumped him, they didn't let him go. They didn't just beat him down and get up out of there. They was going to keep beating his ass until he pulled out his gun. Then they tried to flee. I ain't got no sympathy for people that do shit like that, man. I ain't never tried to rob nobody in my life. I ain't never been that down bad. And anybody that has not tried no shit like that, we should not have to be burdened by the people in this society that take these measures. Some folks out there, they just don't have shit going on. You know, I could kind of empathize with them. But for the most part, most of these people that do stuff have families to go back to. They have resources. They have means. They were probably in the club turning up, paying money for bottles and shit, and still tried to rob this man. Now, Shaka Zulu's Instagram has put up a statement on his behalf. They say Mr. Shaka Zulu, a beloved son of Atlanta, is pleased with the outcome of the thorough investigation conducted by District Attorney Fonnie Willis and her team of lawyers and investigators. Fonnie Willis is a motherfucking shark. She's the one that's trying to take down Young Thug and YSL. From the beginning of this case, Mr. Zulu was committed to a fair process. He fully believes that after a thoughtful examination of all the facts and evidence related to this matter, District Attorney Willis reached an appropriate and just decision. It is not lost on Mr. Zulu that there was a loss of life under extraordinary circumstance. However, It is now time for Mr. Zulu to put this difficult process behind him and to focus on the support and nurturing of his family. Excuse me. Accordingly, we respectfully request privacy at this time and that any inquiries be directed to the office of Gabe Banks, Esquire. Okay? And he says, I thank all who supported and prayed for me, those seen and unseen. God is the greatest. My ancestors are with me. Love is love. Case dismissed. Okay? So out of all the stories that we talked about tonight, yeah, H Bippy, these people crazy. I can't do it. I don't want to be in a world where these motherfuckers could just try to bust up in my crib or try to get me while I'm coming outside of an establishment having a good time, and they try to take some shit from me. So I'm gonna always stand on that side. I hate to say it. But big shout out to Shaka Zulu, man. He's been a pillar in the Atlanta community for 30 years. Him and Ludacris have done countless charities, done countless great things in the city of Atlanta and around. So I'm glad that he's able to go home to his family. He's been sitting for a fucking year of his life off of self-defense. It's crazy, man. This is almost like that Travis guy, the guy out in Florida, the former NFL player. It's crazy to me, man. They definitely asked for it, and they got an answer that they didn't like. Sometimes that's the thing about asking for some stuff. Sometimes you don't always get the intended answer. These people are crazy as fuck. I totally agree. I 1000% agree. And that is where I say the entertainment industry is imploding. There's so many crazy stories going on right now. You know, you got people out here that are the Bible thumpers claim this is the end of times. They've been saying this is the end of times for like centuries. But now with all of this craziness going on, of course, they have more ammunition to fuel that fire. I don't know what's gonna end. I don't know if some of these people's careers are gonna end. I don't know if their financial no, not Travis Scott. Not Travis Scott. I forgot homeboy's last name. He's a former NFL player. He was attacked. He had his girlfriend at his house or whatever. I think she caught him cheating. She called her brother and a group of dudes to come shoot his house up, right? So they came to his house. They got into an altercation, and he ended up bringing out his firearm and lighting up the whole street. I forgot his last name though, but he got off. You know, the girl set him up. She lied throughout the entire trial. So these stories where people are getting off, rightfully so, I'm with all that. You know, but just looking at all the faces that I got on this thumbnail, Harve, Pierre, Diddy, Fetty Wap, Jamie Foxx, very high profile people, folks that have come into immeasurable riches in their lifetime, just great amounts of wealth. And somehow they find themselves in these situations. Like, life ain't perfect. I know people make mistakes, but the stakes is way too high to be making these types of mistakes, man. You got too many people that like and love you. You got too many people that will show up and support you. Folks that have it so much better than the average person, and y'all just throwing it all away. It makes absolutely no sense, you know? But how y'all doing tonight? I've been rambling off on all this stuff, and I ain't even ask how y'all doing. As I'm on the internet right now, Cuba Gooding Jr. has also been hit with 2 new SA lawsuits as of tonight. This is where we at, guys. This is where we currently are. All these high profile men getting hit with sexual crimes. For what reason? Okay? We got Joe Budden out here. People are mad at Joe Budden. He's refused to really speak on the entire Diddy situation. He said he remained quiet because of the possibility of his own rumored violent acts coming to light. He said that he was not guilty in all of his allegations throughout his life. So he wants to extend the same grace to Diddy until there's further proof. There's a lot of people that have been jumping on his back trying to get him to say something. I don't think Joe Budden necessarily needs to be the bearer of light, the bearer of truth in this situation. Joe Budden's made some fucked up moves in his life as well. Marty 1003 says, good, packing to go see my boo Usher. Oh, you going to see Usher? You heading out to Vegas? You spent the pretty penny on that too. Like shit. Thanksgiving time. I know that got to be nice. Shoot, the hell you do for a living? You going to see Usher? That's fire. I'm gonna tell you though, if you if you going with somebody you like or love, you know what I'm saying, don't feel no type of way when he starts serenading them and shit. You know, it's part of the show. He's not falling in love with your partner. Okay, it's just part of the show. Don't get caught up like some of these other people. Okay, what else we got on the docket for the day? Sheesh. Sean John, after 40 years, is finally being phased out of Macy's after a 2-decade partnership. How convenient. He's getting hit with all these allegations. Now they end their partnership. They're getting rid of Sean John. Yes, I did see Rory and Mal talk about it. I actually saw that. I saw Mal's response. He says that he wants to see Diddy answer to these allegations. He wants him to come out and let the world know the truth. He said that if he was in Diddy's position, which he never would be, that's his words, he said that he would fight that lawsuit until the death. He said he's willing to exhaust all financial resources down to his last dollar to fight that if he knew he was innocent. I think there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way, but I think it feels, I gotta be honest, I think it feels different when you're really under the gun. How many people are willing to like exhaust your entire bank account fighting charges? You know, if you got $1 billion, what's 30 million? You know what I mean? I'm not advocating, I'm not taking up for Diddy. I'm just looking at it from a logical standpoint. Like if I was a super villain, if I had 30 million to give away rather than my entire life work of finances, I probably would give up 30 million. Just logically speaking. Roy and Mal talk about Diddy. They were kind of referring to Joe. Yeah, they did speak on Joe. They were saying how other content creators were tap dancing around the subject. You know, it's a sticky situation, but you know, we're gonna see how this plays out. Somebody's gonna let's just say this. All these stories, they got capped off at what, 2016, 2017-ish, right? But somebody that's more recent is gonna come out and actually get a criminal investigation on these niggas. If they were imposing themselves on people in 2016, 2017, you think they stopped in 2020? You think they stopped in this year? So I feel like all of this is just building momentum to the big one. There's a lady out there, like a psychic reader, who says that Diddy's gonna face a huge reckoning in March of 2024. I don't know. I guess we got to stay tuned and see how this pans out. But this industry is fucked up. I don't know why y'all can't just put y'all music out, go perform y'all shit, go back home. If you catch you one that's interested in you, somebody that want to have some get a little moose shoe time in, that should be between you and them. Strictly consensual. Y'all do y'all thing. You go on to, if that's what you into, go to the next city, do it again. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand why y'all got to be doing all the extra shit. Have a good time. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. That's what I believe. I believe it is definitely just the tip of the iceberg. I don't think that this will be the end of it. Like, we got one Jane Doe, we got Cassie. That's 2 alleged victims, right? We got Al B. Shore out here. He's putting cryptic messages up about his connection to Diddy and basically saying, I forgive, but I don't forget. At some point, Al B. Shore going to have to stop speaking in code. Okay? We got another former assistant at Bad Boy. I forgot what her name is. She had some choice words about this entire situation on Twitter. I don't know if she's going to follow through and say anything, but Sloan is celebrity tarot reading. Yeah, Sloan Bells. Yes, exactly. Pammy says we need to stop glorifying artists. Yeah, I agree with you. You know, I personally, I have a lot of artists that I looked up to musically. Like, I appreciated their music. They had techniques that I've, you know, watched, learned from as a fellow musician myself, you know. But I don't pattern myself after none of these people. I don't see them as one way. That's one thing I've noticed about like the stands online and stuff, like the Nicki Minaj fans, the Cardi B fans, these stan groups. They only see celebrities as like these perfect figures that can do no wrong. You can't speak down on them no type of way. They come for you. They come at you in droves. They start digging up anything they can from your past. You know, I don't understand that train of thought. Like everybody, there's nobody infallible. Everybody is prone to making mistakes. And these celebrities, they fucking up real bad. And this is something that's been going on in this industry for fucking decades. Probably since the first song was made. Ever since the first celebrity happened, they've been leveraging themselves for that reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's sad. You know, all I can really say is prayers up for the victims. I hope everybody is okay today. I hope they're able to make the most of their lives. And if they got to get a financial kickback off of it, I hope that they get it. Marty says, I'm going to Vegas solo. I'm a woman, by the way. LOL. I know the name. Those. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I saw Marty. You know, I thought it was a man, but I appreciate the correction. You know, but I also hope you have a great time out in Vegas. Hell, if Usher comes sing to you, I hope you enjoy every second of it. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, though. But yeah, y'all, that's really all I got for tonight. I didn't prepare like a long show. This is long form content for me because most of my videos are like 8 minutes, 10 minutes long. But I'm like, you know what? It's Thanksgiving Eve. I'm going to be cooking for the family tomorrow. I'm not going to be making any content probably till maybe Friday, Saturday. Why not go live and talk about all this stuff that's been happening all at once and just have a good time with the people? So I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. I appreciate y'all getting in the chat, talking with me, everybody that's liked the video so far. I ask that you please share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, if you found me just off of like a browse notification or something, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Got so much more content on the way. I'm also an artist myself. So I have a project called Southside Nolan that's available on a platform called Even. It's not on streaming platforms. It will be on streaming platforms December 1st. But if you want to support, you know, if you just got an extra $10 and you want to hear some good music from somebody, you know, check it out. The link is going to be down below in the description. You can feel free to check it out if you want to. If not, it's all good. But that's my show for tonight. Much love and respect. I will see you guys later. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time with your family. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I still wish you great times as well. Hope you eat good tomorrow, and I will see y'all later. All right? Peace.